Mark Andrews, current ADP, he's tight end 2, ADP on Underdog 28.1, on Sleeper, redraft, half PPR formats, he's going at 25.4. And we've got RotoViz's Underdog ADP tracker up here, and you can see that he's kind of climbed from being in the low to mid 30s up to the back end of the, like, almost fringing onto the second round. So it's not been a huge move, but when you're talking about moving like 6 spots at that area of the draft, it is quite noticeable. In terms of him as a player, I mean, like, he led all tight ends with a 28% target share last year. And in the games which he's played with Lamar Jackson over the last 3 years, 7.3 targets per game, 59.6 yards per game. He's pretty much, I mean, it's only Travis Kelce ahead of him. And people will talk about, okay, well, Lamar Jackson's been unable to stay healthy for the last couple of years, but we've also seen Andrews do it without. So I think it seems completely fair that Mark Andrews is tight end 2, but do you think he deserves to be going quite this high up the boards, or do you think it's just that sort of people miss out on Travis Kelce and feel the need to grab an elite tight end?
I think with these tight ends, it's about the upside appeal. And I do think that it's him and Kelce when it comes to these like ungodly potential seasons. Maybe you can sell me on Darren Waller at this point. But with Mark Andrews, what's hard this season is he's never dealt with this much target competition. And I know it's like kind of like people kind of brush that aside, but I do think like target competition does matter in fantasy football. And they go 3 deep, but at the same time, Mark Andrews has been absolutely ludicrous, a second round value approaching first round value when he's been healthy and when Lamar Jackson has been healthy. I have him ranked inside the 3rd round, kind of like in the beginning half of the third round. I would love to pair him up with Lamar Jackson when they can. But in redraft, I even like him more because in best ball, you can ping pong the weeks of the late round tight ends. In redraft, you got to decide when those touchdowns are coming or where the targets are coming from. And I feel pretty good that Mark Andrews, even if he can't repeat the 2021 numbers, I do think that there could be even then a tier gap between Mark Andrews and the rest of them.
Yeah, I think what you said was a good point because, like, you know, you look back at Lamar Jackson's MVP season in 2019 and he was throwing to Mark Andrews. But then after that, Hollywood Brown, Willie Snead, Seth Roberts, Miles Boykin. It was a real, it was pretty miserable. And now Lamar's definitely going to have the best offense that he's ever had. Jeff Zeraibeck of The Athletic reported that he still thinks that Mark Andrews is going to absolutely dominate in that. Yep. So I feel pretty good. It definitely would be nicer if it was an easier stack to make. It feels a bit like you've kind of got to reach around the 2-3 turn in best ball at the minute. But we'll get to a second player in a moment. But if this is the first time that you've come into the Fantasy Sanctuary, we appreciate you being here. We've got one simple goal: to help you win your fantasy football leagues. We're able to do that with these nice visuals you see on screen, help you remember all the key data. Hit that subscribe button. You're not going to regret it.